Mysterious man got rejected because the girl has hair on her arms.
So his name is Aaron. Aaron is my ex. We dated for a few months and it didn't last very long. And let me tell you why. He is like, my mom called me. She said, "Are you okay?" And I said, "What do you mean, am I okay?" She said, "Well, I see something in his eye, like he wants to hurt you or like he wants to control you. I don't know how to tell you because I don't want you to think that I'm crazy, but I'm just telling you to be careful and really think about if this is the guy that..."
If you think Esther was finna get some money up out of me, boy, she wasn't finna get a wooden nickel.
So I'm on TikTok and I'm watching the guy, Aaron the plumber from Pop the Red Balloon. And he's saying how he got fired from his job and now he can't go to church and just crazy stuff. But I'm kind of confused because I'm...
Hello, welcome. I'll have you hold this. All right, if we can have your name.
My name's Aaron.
Aaron, how old are you?
Yes, ma'am. I'm 29.
29, okay.
Yes.
And what do you do?
I'm a licensed plumber.
Okay, very cool.
Yes.
And now, what do you look for in a woman?
I look for a woman that's not promiscuous and has a career going for herself.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
And now, what are some of your deal breakers?
Deal breaker, being promiscuous, not cleanly, don't have a career, nothing really going for yourself.
Okay. All right. So we did get a pop balloon. Let's go ahead and go on over there and see what's going on.
Yes.
All right. If we can have your name and age and why you popped your balloon.
Hi, my name is Karma. I'm 24.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, I'm supposed to say the pop in the balloon proper. Got you. For me, it just did not work. I didn't feel like I had chemistry or wasn't fully attracted to you, and I feel like that counts if we are going to be going through a dating show, you know?
Yes, the feeling is definitely mutual. So that's okay. Yeah. Thank you. You did me a favor.
You know, absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm glad you have a great day.
Thank you, Queen. You too.
Okay. Well, let's go ahead. All right. We got to pop over here. If we can have your name and age and why you ended up popping your balloon.
Hi, my name is Jara. I'm 22.
Okay. And why did we end up popping our balloon?
The comment you made didn't really. I like a more humble person. That's the one that responds. So defensive-ish. Yeah, that's really it. I didn't really necessarily like
that's
how you
fine.
responded.
Hey, I could just all I can do is be honest.
I mean,
you know,
yeah, be honest.
I
be your
came
authentic
over
self.
here to,
That's okay.
to find a match.
Sure.
That wasn't matching. That's
Sure,
all,
I mean,
Queen.
I 100% understand.
Yes,
yeah.
ma'am.
Sure.
Okay. And I was she someone that's your type?
She all right. You know, you're not really my type. I don't mean to be disrespectful.
No disrespect.
You know, but if I seen you in public, I wouldn't reach out to.
Totally fine.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
All right. So if we can have your name and age and why you ended up popping.
My name is Kayla. I'm 23. Originally, I was not going to pop my balloon because I know a lot of them popped it because he was being, I guess, arrogant. But to me, I like my man that's not going to sit in every girl's face and, you know, complimenting them, you know? So I didn't find that offensive to me. But when they started, what was going on, I'm very, like, I don't want to say I'm argumentative, but I don't want my man to argue back with me because then I feel like it's going to always be a problem. That was the only reason why I popped my balloon, because I was just like, dang. But then with me, you kind of got a little bit catty with me. You a little sassy just a little bit. And since you want to come at everybody over here, I'm going to get at you too. You kind of look like a Ninja Turtle. You're not that cute. You need to relax. You stocky as hell. And I was trying to be respectful, but like you was really coming out like I didn't like it. I'm from the South and I can handle like a lot of criticism and stuff like that, but the way you was coming, you just ain't like you got it all like that. And I guarantee you probably got a roommate at home and it's just not giving anymore.
Yeah. Well, let me say this, Queen. I'm a licensed plumber.
So, I do real estate and property management.
I live downtown.
So what you do
I live downtown. I stay by myself, Queen. You know, and you're not even qualified to be even dealing with me.
You say everybody not qualified.
You definitely not. You know, if anything, it was one of these two. I wasn't even looking your way. You
and
ain't
the one
my
that
type.
You wanted popped
if I seen you, that's fine.
So
that is totally fine. Okay. But one thing about me, I could pull 100,000 on the bank. Can you do the same?
Get this man
you can't do that. You can't do that though, baby. Yeah, in a real way. You can't do that though, Queen.
All right. If we can have your name and age.
Hi, I'm Esther. I'm 23.
Okay. And Esther, you still have your balloon unpopped. Why so?
Are you done?
Oh yeah, I'm done with the rest of that.
Okay.
You know.
Okay, now we can talk, right?
In a real way.
Okay. What do you look for?
What
are you looking for?
A woman, like I said, that's not going to be promiscuous. A woman that's going to be consistent. a woman that has a career and things going for herself, because I had the same thing going for myself,
Okay.
you know, as well. I don't need a woman to give me her money or anything. I'm just looking for devotion and some loyalty, that's all, and some honesty.
Do you believe in God?
Oh, certainly. Yes, ma'am. I'm a God-fearing man. I practice monotheism. You know, I won't tell you what I identify as religion-wise, but we can get to that at a later date and time, you know, if you choose to leave here with me.
Okay. Do you know the Bible says that love is kind?
Yes, certainly.
Are you here for love, or are you here to just insult
I'm trying to
everyone?
create a family, you know. That's what I aspire to do.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
You're good?
Sure, we're good.
Oh, okay. All right. Any questions for her?
No, not at all.
Oh. Do you have any kids?
No, I don't.
Do you want kids?
I do. You
How old
gonna
are
give
you
me
again?
some? Huh?
How old are you?
I'm 29. How old are you?
23.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yeah, that's perfectly fine. You know, we might as well get up out of here right now.
Well, let's step on over here. Let's step that way real quick for me. Step that way.
Okay.
All right. So seems like there's a little vibe here. So is it gonna be a yes for you for him?
God says save souls, so yeah.
Oh, and is it a yes for you
It's
for her?
gonna be a hell yes for me.
Okay, we got a match. All right, let me take this mic and y'all can go on off.
And I was trying to be respectful, but like you was really coming out like I didn't like it. I'm from the South and I can handle like a lot of criticism and stuff like that, but the way you was coming, you just ain't like you got it all like that. And I guarantee you probably got a roommate at home and it's just not giving anymore.
Yeah. Well, let me say this, Queen. I'm a licensed plumber.
So, I do real estate and property management.
I live downtown.
So what you do ain't
I live
nothing compared to
downtown.
me.
I stay by myself, Queen. You know, and you're not even qualified to be even
You
dealing
say
with me.
everybody not qualified.
You definitely not. You know, if anything, it was one of these two. I wasn't even looking your way. You
And
ain't
the one
my
that you
type.
wanted popped
If I
up
seen, that's fine.
So what?
That is totally fine.
Okay.
But one thing about me, I could pull 100,000 on the bank. Can you do the same?
Get this
yeah,
man
you can't
off
do
camera
that.
right
You
there.
can't do that
Let's
though,
move
baby.
on.
Yeah,
Let's
in a real
move
way.
on.
You
Let's
can't
move
do
on.
that though, Queen.
All right, if we can have your name.
Now I get not liking what he has to say, but to call his job 500 times to get him fired is crazy.
Can't even go into a fucking place of worship, bruh. This shit is crazy. I swear to God, this shit is fucking crazy. Can't even go into a fucking place of worship, bruh. This shit is crazy. I swear to God, this shit is fucking.
The people that be on that balloon popping show, they must be getting a bag, man, because I can't see no other reason to subject yourself to that type of foolishness. The most recent clips of that balloon popping shit is the plumber dude. He was up there going at them women, no filter, saying whatever he felt he needed to say. And I don't know if it was the women on the show or just the women that were watching it, but somewhere out there, y'all wasn't feeling it so much that y'all done got the man fired. Come on, man. Y'all take this internet stuff way too serious, man. Way too serious. Calling the man's place of employment over 500 times, disrupting business. Man, this man said he couldn't even go to church. That's wild, y'all, man. Y'all be doing way too much, man. It's not that serious. I'm just glad that this man is a plumber. You know, he has an actual trade. He has an actual skill that's always going to be in demand. So although he lost his job, which is unfortunate, but he does have a skill where he's probably going to be able to find employment again pretty soon because, you know, that's a skill that's always in demand. But
if you think Esther was finna get some money up out of me, boy, she wasn't finna get a wooden nickel. One thing about me is I don't treat women. I court them. You know, it's a big difference in a real way. And I'm going to court my wife and that queen out there somewhere, baby. If you watching this, hello, my man. I love you and I'm waiting on you to...
Hey y'all, welcome back to All Things Jenny. I'm Jenny. Pop the Balloon or Find Love. Have you seen that show? Here's my opinion on it. I don't really watch the show, but I think it could be very entertaining for other people who enjoy shows like that. So my friend actually sent me a clip and said, you need to take a look at this. So if you're not up to date, let me just get you up to date. This young man went on the show. First of all, he looked like he couldn't even walk with the pants because it was so tight. And he was basically disrespecting the young ladies on the show. First of all, I believe that that show is degrading women and it's showing us in a really horrible light. I know like the dating pool is not that great, but going on a show like that and being chosen based on like whether or not somebody like you by popping a balloon or not, and then getting, you know, disrespected. Usually that's how it goes. I don't really watch the show, but I have seen clips here and there. Anyways, the main one on the show and basically denied this young lady because she has hair on her arms, which to me was kind of weird because everybody has hair on their arms, right? You might shave it, but you still have hair on your arms. It's gonna grow back. Anyway, so he denied her, but then started getting real sassy and going in on the ladies for how they looked. And to me, even from his appearance, it told me that, you know, this man is a little, how you doing, you know, but I'm not here to judge. It's just, I'm just, you know, from observation. Anyways, so he started disrespecting them. But the crazy part is he ended up getting fired from his job based on what was happening on the show, and the ladies or whoever basically called his job 500 times, which to me is crazy. 500 times calling somebody's job to get them fired because of a show is insane. But anyways, the twist was his ex-girlfriend popped in and she was exposing this man, and I could tell from the show that that's the kind of man that he was, and I was not wrong, because what she showed on those receipts, literally, she has receipts, was crazy. Let's get into it, and I'll see y'all at the end of the video.
All right, now that we opened the can of worms, let's go ahead and talk about part one of Watch Who the Fuck You Date. So his name is Aaron. Aaron is my ex. We dated for a few months and it didn't last very long, and let me tell you why. He is like insane. It's like he has that little person talking to him in the corner of his shoulder at all times. Like he's making up constant stories in his head about like that I'm cheating on him, that he's got to watch his back, that I have guys in my apartment at all times, and that I'm cheating while I'm at work, when I work in a clinic full of women, by the way. So let's take it back to the beginning. So again, we met. I lived in Arizona. He lived in New Mexico, and he said, oh, I have a friend that lives in Arizona. I was actually just there. I was like, oh, dang, well, whenever you're down here again, let's grab dinner or whatever. He's like, all right. He ended up coming, and his plan was to end up moving to Arizona anyway with his friend, right? He ended up at my house so much anyway that I was just kind of like, I mean, you kind of already live here. His clothes was there, everything. So I was like, fuck it, just, you know, that was my mistake. So my mom ends up making dinners for us all the time. We're Mexican. We make huge dinners. And the first time he went, he met the family and everything was cool. But when we left, my mom called me and she said, are you okay? And I said, what do you mean, am I okay? She said, well, I see something in his eye, like he wants to hurt you or like he wants to control you. I don't know how to tell you because I don't want you to think that I'm crazy. But I'm just telling you to be careful and really think about if this is the guy that you really want to be with. And I was like, well, I mean, it kind of is already in motion, you know, it's already happening. So then my mom invites us over for dinner again. I think it was the next day, and we play loteria. And I guess he was just like, no, I don't want to go. Like he started little by little, kind of not wanting to be around my family. And I don't know if he noticed that my family didn't really like approve of him or whatever. I'm not too sure. But anyways, that was a red flag number one. It's kind of like he was already trying to distance me from my own family. You know, like the only protection that I have had is from my family, and he was trying to move me away. So when I first started talking to him, I was talking to other people, as in I had a lot of guy friends. And I don't hang out with too many girls because sometimes it can get overwhelming and a lot of drama can start. So they would still text my phone, and of course, I talked to somebody else before I met him too. It kind of just ended up going in the direction with Aaron. And so they would text my phone, and he would check my phone every few hours. Every time a vibration would go off, every time I'd get a notification, he's looking at me like he wants to like literally do something to me. I don't know what was going on. It's just that look in his eyes, and you guys know because you have seen that look in the Pop the Balloon game, like this video that went viral. So he starts checking my phone every few hours. He starts to track my location. I gave him my location on my phone because I was like, I have nothing to hide, right? And I'm always either at work with him at home or with my family. So go ahead and go to part two. All right, welcome back to part 2 of Watch Who You Date. We're talking about Aaron, the guy that went viral on Pop the Balloon game. So anyways, he starts to distance me from my family. He starts to track me. I give him my location because I had nothing to hide. Every time I would walk by the window, my location would show that I was outside. So he'd call me like, what are you doing outside? Who are you messing with at work? Why aren't you working? Like, that controlling, right? Then he starts doing pop-ups at my job, and it got so bad because he would show up in his work truck while he's supposed to be at work at my job that my supervisor had to keep watching me. We had to basically, like, everybody had to walk me to my car after work to make sure that I made it. And the girls would text me, hey, did you make it? Again, it's a clinic full of girls. So that was a red flag number 2. And then one time I walked outside to the cafeteria and he calls me and he's like, how did I know you were outside? So that in my head was like, circles are already turning. I go to my car to see if he put a tracker because he is capable of doing some shit like that. And I couldn't find anything. And then he pops up at my job like, don't break up with me, don't do this, like, I'll change. I thought I was going to catch you doing something. And I was like, how did you know I was outside, right? He said, I put my extra phone tracking you in your car and I left it on record because I was expecting to record you doing something, as in cheating on me or like messing around in your car. And I was like, I was done. After that, I was completely done. I said, get your stuff, get out of my house, and come bring me my key. And he was like, no, I'm going to change. Whatever. I went home. He was still there. He was like, let's try to work it out. I was like, you know, he already lives with me. He moved here, like, whatever. And it was going, I was going to do it so bad. And then he went to go get coffee for me or something from Starbucks. And he was like, something's wrong with your car. And I was like, what do you mean something's wrong with my car? He's like, yeah, it started to act weird. And I was like, okay, hold on right there. My car, I have a 2019 Dodge Challenger. It's been perfectly fine. I kept up with the oil. I don't understand. All of a sudden, you're driving it and something's wrong with it. Go to part 3. Part 3, and this is the last part that I'm going to post about Aaron, the buff guy from Pop the Balloon game and Watch Who the Fuck You Date. So, he was like, yeah, your car's acting funny. I was like, no. At that point, I was like, already get out of my house. Like, I don't want you here. You ain't paid one bill. You put $20 a light one time, and maybe you spent like $30 on groceries because I was gonna cook dinner one time. But my mama always told me, do not allow a man to come into your home and pay any bills, because then he's gonna feel like he has the right to either stay there or like, oh, I paid the rent, I live here too. But in all reality, everything that I had gotten was mine, and I didn't allow him any part of that. So I was like, all right, get out, whatever. He leaves. He still tried to contact me. I was like, no, get out. I grabbed my car. I went to my mom's house because I didn't want him to try to come back and to try to convince me. And that's what brings to like my mind all the time. Like, you guys tell people in abusive relationships all the time, like, you need to leave, thinking that it's easy for these women to leave. And it's not. Like, yeah, they've gotten hurt or whatever, but these women are completely head over heels in love with these men. So it's not easy to leave. So I did what I thought was best. So I went to my mom's house right after. And he's calling me like, dang, you're already at somebody else's house. You're already cheating on me. I was like, whatever. And on my way to my mom's, I start to feel that my car is starting to shake. And I'm like, dang, like, what is it? I took it to 2 different mechanics that were like, it was the spark plugs, the ignition coils. I fixed that. And then I went to another mechanic because it started to shake again. And supposedly it was the same thing. They fixed that again. So I went to a 3rd mechanic and he's like, I think they might have put sugar in your gas tank, but I would need to take out the gas tank to make sure. And I was like, no, I don't think he would be capable of doing something like that, whatever. So I couldn't find what was wrong with it. At this point, I had moved out already because I was so scared. My mom had let me borrow money because I needed to move out before my lease was up, so he didn't know where I lived. I moved apartments. So at this point, I went and got a new car. I went to the dealership and I got a new car. I changed my car. And when I asked him, hey, did you ever find out what was wrong with my Challenger? He said, yes, there was sugar in the gas tank. So this man that claims to be very godly and studies the Bible and, you know, practices this religion, put sugar in my gas tank, tracked my car, put a phone to record me in my car, And I would do things like say everything he needed to hear, like, yeah, I cheated on you, like, because I was so scared of him being crazy. Like, this guy has a record. You guys don't know that. You guys really need to be careful who you make famous on this app. I don't want to say anything else because I feel like I already opened up a big can of worms. If you guys have any questions, I'll answer them, but I don't want to make this any more parts. She said, how did it all start? What were the red flags? So again, it started online. Everything was super good. Like, it flowed so well. The person that you see online there is not the person that I met. Like, he masked it so well. He must have learned all of these tricks when he was getting his record or something, because he was very manipulative, very controlling. The red flags were him trying to distance me from my family, me basically paying everything. He was very controlling. He wanted to check my phone every few hours. He wanted to know where I was every second of the day. Instead of being at work when he's supposed to be at work, he's over here popping up at my job. He, again, put a recorder in my car. I dropped it on all the 3 other parts. Him always saying how much money he had and how much money that he could pull out of the bank, like you seen in the Pop the Balloon game video that went viral. He'll say, I could withdraw 100K from the bank right now, but can you? Yeah, I had some debts here and there, but I always had money stashed because I was taught to never tell a man that you have money or like that you have a stash or whatever. So he would always be like, you're so broke, like you can't afford me, like just shit like that. When he'd get mad, he'd say the most, but then go and apologize and cry about it. But he actually does have a kid. He just doesn't think it's his, but he does have a kid. He even has a trust fund in the name of that kid. I do even have a receipt of him saying that he has over 100,000K like dollars in the bank. So I never actually got to see any of the money. I remember one time he like withdrew some money and he had like $20 in there and he had to call his dad or something to like transfer money because all of his money was in a trust fund. But one time he was really mad at me, and through the text free app, because I had his number blocked, he texted me a picture of his bank account, which this is a receipt. His name right there, Aaron. I don't know what Pro Extra Member means. I have no idea what all of this means. Supposedly this was his balance on one account and this was his balance on another. Now, do I believe it? Not necessarily. Again, I didn't let him pay for anything because I didn't want him to have the right to any of the things that I own, but he would complain about spending $20 here and $20 there. So do I actually believe that he has that amount of money in the bank? I don't, but he is a licensed plumber only because I helped him apply for some jobs here in Arizona, and I actually know where exactly he works and everything. Like, I have his email, his credentials, everything. So he is a licensed plumber. I don't know if he's employed with the same company because I haven't kept up with him ever since I blocked him. I try to close that can of worms, but this is the answer to your question. Alright, so just gonna give you guys an update, and this is the last I'll probably be talking about it. So everybody keeps asking me what was the purpose of you outing him or making these videos, and it's because I needed to bring awareness to a lot of women out there. He is constantly on different dating apps because this is what all the other girls are telling me, and they're going through the same situations. And you know, a master manipulator is super easy to act super sweet and very consistent, and then boom, it's like a switch triggers. There's this girl going around Facebook right now stating that he put his hands on her and that he's lying, telling everybody that she stole his wallet. She's already contacted the authorities, and he like posted her and it was like, I'll give anybody $500 who has any information on her. You know, he's like that. He did that. He popped up with me at work with my family. Like, he's just gonna do what he wants to do or what he has to do to get what he wants. Now, update with me, he did make a fake profile. I think it's called your ... qualified, and he was commenting under some of my videos early this morning. He is blocked. I don't doubt that he's going to make other profiles, and basically he was giving out false information, and I mean, all the proof is there. I really have nothing to prove. And so that is the update. I am being careful. I am around my family. I'm not alone right now. And, you know, that is the end of it. I'm not bringing it up anymore. I have moved on. I just wanted to bring awareness to everybody around the situation or similar situations. He did not put his hands on me, but I knew he was going to with the way he already acted towards me. Exactly, this is one of the reasons why I started to tell my story. And after I told my side of the story, so many women have came forward. Now, this girl I found on Facebook, well, it was sent to me. And she's basically saying that they hung out and he's going around stating he got $500 on whoever finds her because that she stole his wallet or whatever, but he actually physically put hands on her. You can see it. This is her original post. I just cropped her name off of it. I don't want to expose her. I don't want to put her in any danger. So this is the Facebook post. She says she works really hard for her money. It looks like she's a single mom as well, and that he's like airing her out to whoever. This is a picture of him, and that's her little story. If she wants to come out and tell her story, that is completely up to her. It did take me a little while to come out with my side of the story. I didn't know if I wanted to do it, but again, the reason why I did it was because I wanted other women to be safe. I wanted other women to feel like they can come forward to any type of experience of abuse that they have been through. And, you know, I can keep showing you guys proof if you guys want, but that's that side.
So y'all got this man fired from his job, and now he can't even go to the place of worship. But honestly though, when he was talking to these girls, he came off real genuine. You know, he came off like, this is how I talk on a regular basis. So I cannot imagine his job being so shocked at how he speaks to women, and the church being so surprised that he would go on a show and show his ass like that. You know, I don't believe this man acts any different when he's outside of church or outside of work. He looked like he's just one of those guys who does way too much for attention. Look at how big his muscles is, just going above and beyond for what, sir? Your clothes are about to pop out of your skin. What's going on? I don't think the church really told you to stop going, especially if you're a good, if you're someone who give good offerings. I don't think the church really care. Actually, they will turn a blind eye with the men doing the unthinkable to children in the church. So I don't think that's really the truth, especially when it comes to your church. Maybe your job. If your job was called 500 times, which is crazy to me. Imagine calling someone's job 500 times just because you don't like what they said on a crazy TV show that basically is here to basically degrade women in such a way in a public platform, you know? So I don't think it should be as harsh as far as like going to someone's job and calling their job 500 times just to get them fired because you didn't like what they said. Well, that man clearly showed you who he was. So you dodged a bullet, honestly. But calling someone's job is crazy. Anyways, I mean, Aaron also knew what he was doing. He went on a TV show. Sir, you're on a public platform acting hella weird, and now you're upset because you lost your job. Like, two things can be right at the same time. Calling the man's job is crazy, but also being upset that you lost your job over this show. You knew what you were doing. I'm sure you signed a contract before going to that show, and you knew it was going to be televised, not televised, but be on the internet. And it's a possibility that you could go viral. And I think you went all out because you wanted to go viral. So I don't know, Aaron. I think you kind of set yourself up for this. And for the ladies in the show, I think you also set yourself up for that too, because you knew what you were getting yourself into. You knew you were going to be on a show that's going to degrade you and speak to you however, the men will speak to you however they feel. That's kind of part of the show. I'm pretty sure all the ladies of the show actually have seen an episode or two or a clip or two. And I'm pretty sure before signing whatever contract, if you do sign a contract, you knew exactly what you're getting into. So I don't know. I feel like we're not telling the whole story here, guys. Anyways, I hope to never have to talk about this whole thing again because I don't like the concept of the show and the way that it makes ladies look. But yeah, I'll talk to y'all later.